In today's One Piece theory, we explain why the secret special unit SWORD is not working for the world government or the marine leadership, but against it with Monkey D. Garp as its leader. This is his contribution to the will of D. We show you why SWORD will join Luffy's alliance after Wano. It wouldn't be the first time that Garp would work with a pirate king. Also, only small percentage of the people who watch our videos are actually subscribed, so if you end up liking this video, consider subscribing. Please enjoy this video. Let's go! The way One Piece is designed, all pirates are either enemies or rivals before the One Piece is found, and thus the Pirate King is crowned. Of course there are alliances, but there will be only one Pirate King. The general understanding of the Pirate King in the world of One Piece is a title for the strongest pirate who has succeeded in finding the One Piece, in reference to Goldie Roger, the only man who is said to have conquered all the seas. We believe that the truest sense of the One Piece is not a treasure or anything physical, it's a story, a dream. Joy Boy's dream. The One Piece is not what it is, but what must happen when it is found by the right person. In fact, it was the world itself that invented the name One Piece and assumed that Roger hid the treasure. He didn't hide anything. All he did was find something, and it was clearly stated that it was a tale, respectively the story Joy Boy tells. Maybe there's something physical, but the essence is the reason why Joy Boy created the poneglyphs. Everything else is secondary. So the One Piece is likely just the truth. Roger only used the rumor of the One Piece to give his last message more attention based on what Joy Boy told him. The message had a very specific purpose, to make the world stronger for the war against the world government. We believe that Roger created the Great Age of Pirates based on the information he received from Joy Boy, so that the next person who finds the One Piece will become the king of all the pirates, who only became so strong because of Roger's last words that caused them to begin their pirate journey. Roger basically created the army for the pirate king that he will one day lead into the great war against the world government. The only reason why the people who knew the secret of the world did not reveal it and instead wrote it down on poneglyphs could also be the same reason why the Roger pirates kept the secret even after they found out what happened in the Void Century. The world was simply still too weak to face the truth, and so Roger decided to change that. Rayleigh has clearly confirmed that uncovering the truth of the Void Century could be different for Luffy and his crew than for the Roger pirates. So the One Piece can be interpreted depending on your point of view. That alone contradicts any physical treasure. Rather, it is a decision that Luffy must make depending on whether he believes the world is ready or not. In Roger's case, the world was not ready and he himself was also dying ill. So the truth is something shocking and terrible, something that would put the whole world in great danger if they even knew about it. Maybe it's something people can live with and will start rebelling against the world government, possibly making Imu angry, which would result in having a second Void Century if Imu is responsible for the Great Kingdom disappearing 800 years ago. Maybe Imu is really that strong, and the Gorosei just tries everything possible so that Imu does not get angry. So if the truth is something that causes all pirates, regardless of the differences, to join together to fight because the enemy of your enemy is your friend, then it begs the question, who else will fight on the side of the pirates? After all, it will not really be the side of the pirates, but the side that opposes the evil deeds of the world government. You don't even have to be a good person to stop the world government. I am sure that even the most evil people will understand that it is crucial to fight for freedom when the truth is revealed for the whole world, and thus everyone will possibly be in great danger. There must be a reason why it is kept secret. This secret will unite everyone, and this is where the Marine comes in. Many confuse the Marine with the ass-licking dogs of the world government. There's a big difference in their ideology. However, we should not fool ourselves. The Marine soldiers in One Piece may work for justice, but that doesn't mean they are the embodiment of what must be understood as justice. However, that's the fault of the world government and the Celestial Dragons. At the same time, of course, we all know not all of them are bad. For example, Garp and Kobe. They joined the Marine because they are the guardians of true justice. But what happens when the justice of the world government turns against them? And that's what has happened in One Piece from the beginning, but is now slowly boiling up faster and faster. And now it has certainly reached a point of no return. It's over. Since the Wano arc, we have been introduced to the secret special operation unit of the Marine, SWORD. Its general mission and objectives are unknown at this time, but its operations include covert missions to monitor the activities of the 4 emperors. Kobe and Drake were shown contacting each other to discuss urgent developments, so all we know is that their unit is top secret. So secret that Kobe couldn't even talk to Drake in front of other Marines on his own ship, where he is captain. Instead, he had to go to a quiet place where no one could hear him. He actively hid this operation from his own ship. So is Sword really part of the Marine? Or did certain Marines create their own secret organization for some reason? On Sabaody, we saw that not even Kizaru knew about Drake's mission and saw him as a full-fledged pirate. Someone in the position of an admiral should definitely know such a secret plan so as not to hinder the mission. But that is clearly not the case here. It seems that the Sword unit is actually some kind of secret organization within the Marine, but not officially operating in the name of the Marine or working for the world government. Kobe and Drake have even used code words to verify secure channels between 2 Marines. That's crazy. You usually only see this kind of behavior in the cipher pole of the world government, especially the CP0. They try to hide everything they do. The full name of CP0 is Cipher Pole Aegis 0. The word Aegis comes from Aegis and means a shield in ancient Greek mythology. Since the CP0 work directly for the world nobles, they represent the shield of the celestial dragons. Thus the name Sword is a direct contrast to CP0, providing a possible explanation for their true intentions. It is likely that Sword's true purpose is to redefine the justice of the world, which is why they work against the world government and the celestial dragons. It's simple. If we as readers and also many characters in the One Piece universe can clearly see that the Marine is following a false justice, then many Marines will see this as well. And so Sword could be the result of that realization, with a goal of creating moral justice, instead of strengthening the absolute justice determined by the law of the world government. This is no justice, it's a fake system. It is a book of rules with justice written on the cover, but created by the devil, a legal system based on laws decided by unjust people and reserved only for their benefits. The fact that Sword was not informed about the world government operation on Wano and its covert activities, as well as the fact that CP0 was caught by Drake practically in the act, clearly speaks for the fact that both CP0 and Sword did not inform each other about their missions, respectively never inform each other at all. The world government would never have sent a secret marine unit to Wano to monitor the activities of the Yonkos when they have already sent CP0 to do illegal business with Kaido, one of the Yonkos. By doing so, they would have put themselves at a huge risk. It just doesn't make any sense. That's like calling the police on yourself. Especially since the CP0 could have done the same thing as the Marine, and even more effectively, since they were welcome in Wano and therefore would not even have to hide. This could mean that Sword is unknown even to the Gorosei. This may indicate that some members of the Marine have already separated themselves from the political actions of the world government and its support of the Marine leadership, and are now doing their own thing. The point of no return was reached when CP0 tried to kill Drake because they didn't want the world government to be exposed. But it's too late. Before Yami continues with this One Piece theory, please leave a like if you already enjoyed the video. Your support really helps us a lot. Thank you.
Now that Drake has survived and gathered incriminating evidence, this was the final point that needed to be crossed for the Sword unit to understand who the true evil is in this world. There is a reason why God D. Oda has allowed the world government to develop a new weapon, probably new cyborgs, namely because merry marine soldiers will oppose the world government in the final war of One Piece. There is no way that people like Garp, Fujitora, Soru, Smoker, Tashigi, Kobe, Helmeppo, Sengoku, and many other good people will protect the celestial garbage. When the truth about the White Century and the identity of Imu, and thus the greatest secret of the world government, is revealed, the new cyborgs will then replace the Marines who will decide to fight for the freedom of the world. But now, for the final piece of evidence as to why we believe that Luffy's alliance with the Mink, pirates, ninjas, samurais will grow by one more group after Wano, the special unit Sword. When Law was imprisoned, he was freed by none other than Drake. But why did he do that? If Drake is really an undercover marine, why does he care about Law? Unless Law is part of Sword's plan. And it wasn't the first time Law's fate has crossed with that of a Sword member. Law is known to be the mastermind behind the Rocky Port incident, and Kobe is known to be the hero who protected all the citizens in Rocky Port. Thus, Law is connected to both Drake and Kobe, the only known members of Sword so far. Is this really a coincidence? We're not saying that Law is part of Sword. He has clearly shown that he's doing his own thing. But Sword might have a specific goal that can only be achieved if they work with certain people. So, why Law? First of all, Law is obviously allied with Luffy, and Luffy is friends with Kobe. There's already a big connection there. Both Luffy and Law have the same initial D in their names, which is obviously a very important topic in connection with Law. For some reason, many of the people who meet him always talk about the D. Also, often his actions are determined by the D's will. His past is also strongly connected to the meaning of D. It seems that Oda created Law for the purpose of being able to bring the will of D more into the story, because Luffy is just too oblivious to such things and doesn't really seem to care much to begin with. So Luffy is not an option to develop the plot in that regard. However, the other members of the family of D appear very rarely. So that was a problem from a writer's point of view. Law was therefore the perfect solution. If we assume that Drake freed Law because of the D in his name, since that's usually the main theme of why people other than Luffy interact with him. Ironically, Law also probably only works with Luffy in return because of the D, when Drake must have learned the meaning of the D from someone who knew the truth about the name, probably someone from the family of the D. And it just fits perfectly with the Sword organization. When you look at what the will of D really is, you see that only someone with the D in the name is able to create a secret unit within the Marine that works directly against the world government. That's just typical for a family of D. Here are just a few examples of how the D is described. Whitebeard, who learned what the D means from the Pirate King Gall D. Roger himself, said that killing someone with the D would not extinguish the flames of their will, because someone would eventually inherit that will and carry on their wish. Here the flame is used strongly symbolically as dream, hope, passion, and wish. It shows that all people with the D have the same will no matter what. The will of D will live on. Trafalgar Law has said that the will of D will cause a storm again. One of the 5 elders explained that D means danger. The family of D is also called the natural enemy of the gods, but here gods stand for the celestial dragons. You can see that people with D in their name are not normal people. Something about their will compels them to do things that go against the world government. It's like it's written in the DNA. If we look at all the deeds of the people from the family of D, then we can clearly see that there is something wrong with them. Well, in a good sense. So why should Garp be an exception? Gall D. Roger became the Pirate King and researched the secret of the world even though it was prohibited. Monkey D. Dragon is the leader of the revolutionaries. Marshall D. Teach and Rocks D. Zebex may be evil, but they are still against the world government and are extraordinary pirates who can turn the world upside down. This is undeniable. Trafalgar D. Waterlaw is the reason why Luffy's alliance became what it is today. He was the one who came to Luffy to overthrow Kaido, and that's exactly what happened, even if it was ultimately due to Luffy's own strength. Of course, Law was also responsible for the victory over Big Mom. Jaguar D. Saul saw through the evil deeds of the world government and even helped Nico Robin escape by sacrificing himself. Horgus D. Rogue knew that the world government would come for all the newborns after the execution of Gall D. Roger, so she managed to stay pregnant for 20 months by sheer force of will, not only out of love for her son, but also because she knew the importance of giving birth to Ace, and with it the importance of keeping the will of D alive. Portgas the Ace is pretty self-explanatory. Unfortunately, he didn't live long enough, but he sacrificed his life for the future Pirate King, and with that he probably saved the world. Rest in peace. And of course, Monkey D. Luffy, who made the world government his enemy, the man who will bring dawn upon the world. Every single person we just mentioned is against the world government. Their deeds is the result of the will of D. All their actions have changed the world either directly or indirectly in the favor of the will of D. The people of the D are not the kind of people who follow the orders of the world government without hesitation. The only person not mentioned so far is Monkey D. Garp. So, what is his contribution to the will of D? Garp is the only known member of the D family to be a member of the Marine. Considering that Kobe is one of the leaders of the special unit, we can assume that their true leader could be indeed Monkey D. Garp. Many people wonder why Garp joined the Marine, although it seems that he knows more of the mysteries of the world than he reveals. He also made his hatred for the Celestial Dragons very clear. So why is he so focused on serving the Marine? Because pirates are usually not the good people. That's often overlooked in One Piece, as there are many good pirates that we love so much. For Garp, this is out of the question. As a pirate, you can't be righteous in the sense of the law. At best, you can be a hero. So let's face it, if you ignore rules because that's what freedom means to you, then you are a criminal. Such a concept only makes sense for people like Luffy. Let's not forget that Luffy is still a criminal, and he knows it. Garp made that very clear to him in the Marineford arc. However, Garp is certainly aware that the Marine is forced to serve the world government, which is probably why he created a special unit that he can control himself to hopefully one day change the Marine. And if it's true that Garp is the leader of Sword, he might have told his people about the will of D, which made them understand the importance of the people that have that initial in their name. So that's why Drake decided to free Law. And here we come back to the statement that there will be only two sides in the final war. One side led by the Pirate King and the other led by the world government, probably with Emu as its leader. Which side will Sword be on? I think that should be pretty obvious. So let us know in the comments below what you think of this theory. That's it for today, folks. Hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, don't forget to smash the like button, and if you're new to our channel, make sure you subscribe with the notification bell turned on. See you guys in the next video. Yami out.